turf meets the surf down at old Del Mar.
I think it's very important for people to take a second, take a deep breath, look back, and kind of see, where the place came from, what was here, what other people did to make it what it is today. I think the one thing, and again, if we are truly unique, is the racetrack, which brought all the Hollywood folks down here in the 30s and the 40s. Well, the mission is to collect, preserve, and share with the public any artifact we can find relating to the history of the village of Del Mar, starting from its inception in 1885 to the present day. The society was officially or formally founded by a man, Swede Thronason. He was a retired Marine colonel, retired from Camp Pendleton, lived in Del Mar, was a school teacher for many years here, and he just had an interest in history and started going around asking people to tell their stories. He started recording them on old cassette recorders, started taking photographs, and then it just kind of grew from there. A few other people saw him doing this, asked him about it, got involved, and in 1985, they went to the Del Mar Foundation, got a $1,000 grant from the foundation, and sought incorporation as a 501c3. And we've grown from there. But one guy just with an interest in the city. Right now we consider anybody with an interest in Del Mar history to be a member. Our collection right now in the archives is primarily old photographs. We have a lot of old newspapers, some documents from old committees and things that worked in town. And most of those have been donated by people in Del Mar. They're cleaning out their garage, they're cleaning out the attic. Grandma dies and you got to clean out her house to sell it. They give us a call and we sort through it and take what we can get out of that. It's a growing collection. We have about 2,500 digitized photographs now. We have now digitized all of the oral histories. They're available. I think there are 18 in the library right now, and we have 3 that we're working on. We just identify who we think some of the major players in the city are or were, sit them down and do an hour and a half interview, have that transcribed, and then have that all digitized, then sit down with them and collect documents, photographs and that, put them together in an album. Our fear is that we're going to start losing some of the people that we ought to be doing histories on. I mean, these folks are getting old, and it's challenging. You don't want to say, oops, we should have done him last week, and we didn't. So instead of just individuals, we want to do oral histories on organizations, particularly the nonprofits in Del Mar. And we got a grant from someone in town to do that, and we're sitting down with the founders and the key players in the setting up of the nonprofits. We've done the Del Mar Foundation. We're going to do Community Connections next, and then we're going to go through another 8 or 10 of the nonprofits in town and do kind of an oral history of an organization. Alvarado's was built in 1885 by Jacob Taylor. It was the first house that he sold in his new planned community up here on the mesa. That's been an ongoing project for as long as I've been involved in the Historical Society, which is now approaching 20 years. The house is in the fairgrounds. That's wonderful. They let us sit it there, but it's only open 3 weeks of the year. We would like to get it back into the city. Our first choice is Seagrove Park, kind of create a historic building district with the powerhouse, the train station, the honeymoon cottage. But we think the opportunities are just phenomenal there to have a small museum. It could be a gallery for local artists. It could be a visitor information center. The prospects for the city renting that thing out for weddings on weekends, it's unlimited. I mean, the visibility there would be just great. In addition to this kind of historic district all within sight of each other. The other thing that we're involved with is trying to get it included in the Shores Park planning process. The city has told us that we're a stakeholder in that process. We've gone to some of their meetings and shared with them some ideas that we have of including it in that park planning. I think historical societies are important to every community. Why do a lot of the new people move into Del Mar today? Well, it's because somebody did something 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years ago. So I think it's very important to keep that alive. It's very difficult to go forward if you don't know where you've been.
Where the turf meets the surf down at old Del Mar. Take a plane, take a train, take a car.